everyone, and welcome to part 10 of the Rayman Let's Play. And this time around, I'm picking things back up where I left off in part 9 in the Space Mama's Crater. Still got a couple of things left to do here, and then battle the big boss herself. But this is the level that I mentioned in the last part. There's this thumbtack enemies that you really gotta look out for. Of course, I gotta get my picture taken. Wouldn't be Picture City if I didn't. But yeah, there's thumbtack enemies. They're everywhere here, and you just gotta be really careful, folks. Sometimes there's not a lot of room to work with in this level. You'll see what I mean. Here's a good example. Gotta time these punches real quick and duck at the right time. Now I'm gonna have to do some backtracking, because there's an Electoon cage up ahead. That was kind of close. Ooh, if I can manage not to get hit in the process, that would be cool. Here's that Electoon cage, so I make my way over there. There's actually a second one in the vicinity, but that will leave one more cage to get. I do believe that second one is... Wait, what am I doing? I could be wrong. Wait, now I'm gonna go ahead and, never mind. I don't know what I'm doing, apparently. Well, I could get that, yeah, but... I still gotta get an Electoon cage before I get out of here. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Now I can just swing on over. Well, not yet. Now there's another flying ring. There's some more fancy tings, and there's the final Electoon cage for Space Mama's Crater, folks. So I'm gonna give it a yeah and go battle the big boss lady. Of course, Rayman's smiling at the camera. And yeah, kind of similar to that pirate battle. The curtains come up, but instead of a pirate ship, Space Mama has a washing machine that she comes out of. And I gotta say, even to this day, this boss battle, this level, this section, this is incredibly nerve-wracking. Because I have died here so many times, and I get way too carried away with trying to hit her, and just... I did not hit her, I swear. Oh, hi, Mark. But yeah, this one's really tricky to just dodge those lasers, and then she's got like a bunch of pressure cookers that she throws at you, and sometimes the hits don't quite land like you'd like them to, and then the washing machine will come at you as a projectile, and it's just a whole series of things here going on. I would say this is the hardest boss battle in the entire game. Even harder than the final boss. Here's them pressure cookers. Which I always feel like every time I microwave a bowl of soup, that's kind of what it's like having a pressure cooker. Whenever I put like a little plate over top of the bowl to keep all the ingredients from exploding in the microwave. As always seems to happen when I make soup. But I think the first mistake's probably that I use a microwave to heat up soup. Mostly just when I'm at work. I don't know how to use the stove at work. I don't feel like screwing with it. I just need to look out for more of these pressure cookers, though. Ow! And not get hit. So now I just need to deliver a handful of more bonks. 5 more bonks to be exact. Oh! But I gotta do that while avoiding the laser beams here. You see, you just gotta hit the washing machine a few times and it'll eventually go nuts and bounce itself out of here. But in the meantime, you just gotta dodge all these laser beams. I'll feel a lot better once that washing machine's out of here. But yeah, even to this day, I still struggle with this boss battle. I'm surprised I even made it through here on such a close call like I did, because I've only got 1 bar of health left. And normally I like to go into this boss battle with full health, guns a-blazing. And now I gotta be super cautious. Can I deliver the 3 more hits? I would assume so. I mean, I already kind of said that I did. I would hope so, because I wouldn't have recorded it if there was like 100 deaths here. Oh. Okay, I just got to deliver 1 more bonk. See if I can do this. It all comes down to this. Wait for the pressure cooker. Okay. Here we go, folks. Bonk. Alright. That takes care of... Oh. Mr. Dark kidnaps Batilla the Fairy. As we make our way to the technically final world in the game, although there is the boss world, which you see in the top right corner. I'm gonna save my progress real quick. Use that memory card technology, even though this is on PS3, not a PS1. We're gonna go ahead and move along to one of my more favorite worlds in the game now that we're out of the somewhat dreadful Picture City. The Cave of Skops. I've always been a fan of this world because of all the caves and the stalactites and these fancy shiny red things that you ride around on, and the music here is fantastic. I can just hear that choir in the background going into a nice little groove here for this song. I know how to play this on guitar. I swear I do. I guess I could record a cover one day. Although I think I'd be more interested in if I recorded any cover versions of Rayman songs. It'd probably be the Eat It Joe's theme, just because it's really fun to play on bass. Although I learned how to play it on guitar before I did bass. Of course, get another photograph to look at later, so I can look at this photograph. And go over here, grab another Electune cage. Now, being fairly close to the end of the game, you'd think that the difficulty would be completely absurd, but I feel personally like it's a little bit lower than it was in Picture City. And the Electune cages are certainly far easier to find in this Cave of Skops. I will point out, though, my first experiences with the Cave of Skops were... Well, first off, I'd seen the demo play of the Skops Showdown, which if you wait around on the press start menu long enough, it'll show up some versions of the game. But of course, there's also the back art of the original release of the game, where you can see Skops on the back art. But of course, when I first seen the demo play of the Skops battle, Skops was nightmare fuel for a couple of years for me. I don't know what it was about him. Maybe it's just because he's a red, angry beast. I've always really liked the music here too. This one's a beautiful song with all the flute going on and do 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 do. Okay, I promise I'll try not to emulate game background music all through the playthrough. Actually, I can't promise that. That's a little beyond me, because I like to sing and I like to hear good music. I seriously recommend checking out the Rayman soundtrack if you haven't already, folks. It's kind of hard for me to say if it's better than the game, or if the game is better than the soundtrack, because the two just go hand in hand so well. But keep things moving along. Oh, I hate those things. I don't know the name of them, but they're really obnoxious, and you can't really avoid their darts or projectiles or whatever too well. But it's more so an issue in one of the Eat It Joe's levels. Just kind of glide my way back down, make sure I don't get hit by them blue spikies. And look out for that big blue spiky. and just continue to make my way through the cave of Skops. Although part of me wants to say the cave of Skooks. Throwing in a little YouTube poop reference there. Skooks 2 was the best one, by the way. Watch as I swoos right in. Swoos. But he's in there, and he's the sheriff, and now he's outside, and now he's the caveman, but I just remembered we're in there, and he's out here. Anyways, back to Rayman. Gonna check out what's going on in this cloud over here. It should take me to another Electoon cage, if I'm not mistaken. The goal is just to ride the cloud to the end, and yeah, there we go. That's the last Electoon cage for this part. Well, not for the part of the video, but for this section of the Cave of Skops. But you would think I would remember the name, considering I'd just seen it a moment ago. Let's see, there's Mr. Skops Stalactites, which is after Eat It Joe's, but then there's this one. How do I not remember the name? What is the name? Oh, it's a series of levels from the Cave of Skops, though. I don't know why I'm drawing such a huge blank on the name right now, but yeah, it'll show up. I'll just file that for later. Of course, you gotta look out for these dudes who show back up from the Blue Mountains. It's kind of nice to see some of the enemies getting reused from there. Yeah! I agree with you, Rayman. Yeah! And with that, just go ahead and... Oh, it was Crystal Palace. There you have it, folks. Cave of Skops, Crystal Palace. I'm going to Eat at Joe's. See what Joe's got cooking. What do you got cooking, Joe? You got any specials? You got any good food? And you're pointing at the sign. I know this is your restaurant, Joe. What you got? Which Joe's actually supposed to be like an alien, if you hadn't already gathered that. And he's miserable because there's all these enemies and stuff, I guess. And so once we get all the Electoon cages out of the way and get through here, Joe will be in a much better mood. Although the end level for Eat It Joe's is a little nerve-wracking sometimes. It's pretty difficult. And it's mostly... It's kind of a contrast considering the upbeat music, the beautiful backgrounds, and Joe himself, next time we see him, he'll be in a much happier place. Not me, though, because I gotta deal with the rest of the level. Of course, this level's pretty neat, I think. This is another one that shows up in some of the demo play menus. And some of the demo play videos. But yeah, just kind of use your fist to see what's going on forward and backwards. And grab that extra life. And just kind of mosey my way on through here. I think I got all the Electoon cages. Pretty sure there's only the one here. So on that note, just kind of go on about my business, give it a yeah, and see what's going on in the next section. Of course, that music, the sad flute music comes back. And let's see how I maneuver through here. I'm pretty sure that I end up dying at some point in this level. So just kind of see how that goes. Yeah, this is already looking a little rough. Only got one borrow health left. Let's see what I do with it. If I can at least get my picture taken, that would be cool. I just have to see. So far, so good. Oh, is this the section? No? Huh. Maybe I was thinking of a previous recording session. Or maybe I edited it out. Oh well. Works for me. Bump 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 boom boom bump bump boom boom bump bump. So many jams in this game, so many jams. So many jams, folks. Just so many wonderful songs in this game. Many of them are jams. Actually, they're all jams. Oh, no. Ooh. I gotta go back up there because there's an Electune cage that's kind of hard to get. Sometimes it's really hard to aim the swingy thing just right and to properly swing off of these flying rings. Sometimes it's just hard to get to them. Like that one in the Twilight Gulch section in Blue Mountains where you had to do that run and then jump, and then that one's probably the worst. But if I can just get up here on this cloud, make my way over to that next cage. Alright though. Run through here, run through the clouds. Now I'll get this next cage. Now I mentioned earlier about enemies returning from Blue Mountains. It's those little miniature Mr. Stone enemies. That's not the last we've seen of them, folks. Okay, yeah, I took a pretty big risk here. Seems like it's paying off, though. Of course, I got hit a couple of times, but no need to worry, really. But yeah, the main issue, the main issue that Joe has is that, well, the caves are too dark, and there's like a section here where you gotta plug the power back in for his restaurant. Of course, I'm not there just yet. Still got plenty to do before that happens. Might not even happen in this part. Well, actually, that's a little bit out there to say. Maybe it will. I would say this next section's the one where I plug the power back in. Oh, yeah, I'm right, it is. It's those Mr. Stones again. Get out of here. And it's that thing I really hate again. Get away from me. Get out of here. Thank you. Yeah, I don't like dealing with those things because it's really hard to shake the projectiles. So at this point, I just gotta run through here. But now can I... Yeah, okay. Sweet. And the power is back on Joe's. Works for me. And it works for Joe. Now he can serve us food. And he'll be happier the next time we see him in part 11's the finale. Which, man, that went quick. Seemed like I'm just getting warmed up, and now it's already time to call it quits. Well, actually, not quite yet. I still got a whole nother part. So before I call it quits, I'm going to give it a good yeah. Yeah. And I guess I will see you and Joe in the finale of Rayman. So I'll see you then, folks.